G'day guys, welcome to my 2020 NRL season review for the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. And let me just say, the relationship between Tom Trbojevic and the Manly Sea Eagles every year, it just has no strings attached.
Subscribe to Entertainer. Who's going to win the All-Stars tonight? Yeah, I'm to entertain now.
So after a 2019 finals campaign going out in week 2 but having a very successful year, they opened up with a loss to the Storm 18-4. Now, in the first half, Manly played quite well. They led 4 points to 2 at halftime. I was at this game in round 1, one of the last games I got to go to before this whole break. Then there was a game where I wasn't completely convinced with Manly, but they beat the Roosters 9-8, Roosters going back-to-back losses before smashing the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs 32-6. This Eels game, 19-16, very controversial game. As a Parramatta fan, I won't give my perspective on that one. And then they beat the Broncos 20 points to 18. After this is where the season just came diabolical. Manly were premiership favourites for a lot of people and not me. Now, in an extremely gutsy, good game win against the Raiders where they led 12-0, and kind of let the Raiders back into it after losing Tom Trbojevic. He scored the first try of the match, and then his season came to a crashing close. 14 points to 6 over the Raiders. Really good game, defensive back and forth. Good performance from the Sea Eagle. I was looking forward to see what was next. And what was next at Central Coast Stadium, Manly 22, the Sharks 40. I can always rely on tipping Manly to beat the Sharks, but not anymore. I don't know if it was a one-off without key players being out. I think Adam Fanua-Blake had an outstanding game for Manly. Obviously scored a double in this match, but the Sharks were just way too good for the Sea Eagle. They're meant to be a bogey team, but they showed strong... Manly then played the Newcastle Knights, who were in a bit of form at this point in the season. The Knights came away 14-12 winners. Very, very good, entertaining game of football. Adam Fanua-Blake was sent off at full time, pretty much, in the 80th minute of the match. Next game that we speak about, Dragons just demolished Manly. Now, Manly were right in the contest in the first half. Joel Thompson scored the first try, and it wasn't until around the 30th minute that the Dragons became competitive. But 34 points to 4. Manly were just embarrassed. They were showing signs of giving up in that second half, and they just let it go. But they came out firing at home against the Eels, 22 points to 18, with a statement win that Manly are potentially still a finals team, but it just wasn't meant to be. But they got back to their winning ways. After getting back a win against the Cowboys, 24 points to 12, a trip to Townsville, a very 50-50 coin flip game at the time between these two sides. I think I got this one right. I think I did tip Manly to get their first win, or they got back-to-back win, technically over the Eels there. Then they just got embarrassed at home. Now, what I mean is Penrith Panthers, who obviously played in the grand final, dominating side, 42 points to 12, massive scoreline there, and then beaten by the Warriors, 26-22. Now, Manly actually have one of the best NRL records against New Zealand Warriors over any team. If you look up that record, it's crazy, but well done. I can't wait to do the Warriors season review. There's so much to speak about there, but Manly 22, Warriors 26, and then a loss to the Knights. But then, holy shit. 9 tries to 3. One of the worst performances from the Sea Eagles I've ever seen. South Sydney, who have been inconsistent but getting form back, working towards something in the back half of the season, trying to play finals, 56-16. 3 tries to Alex Johnston, a try to Latrell Mitchell, a double to Campbell Graham, 9 converted goals, 8 from Adam Reynolds, 1 from Latrell Mitchell, 38-0 at halftime to the Sea Eagle, the sin-binning of Tavita Funar as well, but this team just got absolutely destroyed by a South Sydney team that we were all writing off, but they put out a statement and put Manly on the platter for all to enjoy. In one of the craziest comebacks of 2020, with undoubtedly, Manly led the West Tigers 20 points to 12 at home. Home performance, really strong start. Morgan Harper, George Tafua, and then David Nofaluma hits back. Joe Jeske goes in. Tavita Funa goes in. Manly get a really good lead going into halftime. But they're going to have nightmares because in the 77th minute, Adam Dewey scores a match winner. Just after David Nofaluma, 3 minutes earlier, scored a try to get them very close to winning this game, and they somehow pulled it off. I do not know how the Tigers won this game, but a fantastic effort from them to beat the Sea Eagle at Lotto Land. Just crazy. This game sums up Manly's season. They just got so unlucky, so close some game. Some of these games they put in these performances where they weren't great, but they came close and it was either winning or losing, and this was a losing situation. Oh yes, Manly fans, rejoice, because there was one more victory in your season. Round 18, a 12-point win over the Bulldogs, 32 points to 20, before the season ended in dreadful terms. At Lotto Land, the Gold Coast Titans showing a lot of form on a straight win streak, 42 points to 24. Some good attack from the Sea Eagles in this game, but the Titans dominative, followed by the final round, the New Zealand Warriors, 28 points to 40. Again, Manly getting plenty of attack and tries through, but unfortunately other teams just too good and turning these into scorelines really, but this sums up their season. Now I'm looking at their 2021 gains and I think they outweigh the losses. I think there are some huge losses, but this man I'm showing you, Josh Aloiai, I've been watching him for years, developing as a player, and I think he's going to be great at Manly. You've also got Andrew Davey, who had a really good debut season with the Eels. You've got Kieran Foran coming from the Bulldogs, whether he can play the entire season. Jason Saab's going to be interesting if he's going to play again. Ruben Garrick and George Tafua, fantastic wingers, so it's going to be interesting to see whether he gets a spot in the side. They do lose Adam Fanua-Blake, which is a huge loss. They've released their hooker, Danny Levi, so they've got that position to full. Re-signed Martin Tapau, and a few players come off contract. Kieran Foran comes off contract. It's on a 1-year deal. Curtis Sirinen, George Tafua. So it's going to be interesting. And honestly, I think Manly are going to have a decent year, so you'll have to wait for my season predictions. But let's have a look at their draw. So teams they play twice: Dragons, Panthers, Warriors, Titans, Tigers, Eels, Cowboys, Bulldogs, Raiders. Now, I won't tell you my top 8, but I guess 1, 2, Eels, Raiders, Titans, and Panthers, 4 teams expected to make the 8 in 2020 is tough. Only play the Roosters, the Rabbitohs, the Storm, lucky, the Knights and the Sharks once. So interesting there. But that's going to be it for the Manly Sea Eagles 2020 season review. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.